Welcome to Nespresso. After this training, you will become an official Nespresso coffee advisor. So, for the rules today, let's please keep our cameras on, mics on mute. Raise your hand to speak, but if it's the two of us, no need. Turn off any distractions, including your phone, and we'll take a coffee break each couple of hours. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So let's quickly get to know each other. So simply, you could say your name, you could say what's your experience with coffee. And if you already have experience with Nespresso or you've tried Nespresso coffee, how was your impression?
So my name is Akram Hussain. I love coffee. The smell of the coffee is like it's something that I really admire. It's fresh and how can I describe it? It's something that I cannot express in words. I think I've tried Nespresso, but I don't remember it. So
And do you know what's your favorite coffee? Like, what do
so
you
uh
usually take?
so I usually take latte.
Latte. Okay.
Yes.
So you like a milk recipe when you in your coffee.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much, Akram. And to present myself as well, my name is Alik, and it's been now almost 5 years I'm working with an espresso program. I started off as an espresso coffee advisor myself, so I live around Montreal. I used to handle the Saint Eustache store around my region, but I also did many, many other stores. And with that experience, I was able to get many other positions within Nespresso and Match. So I got, let's say, a team lead position. I got a part-time training position, as well as, with that experience, I was able to land this position, which is a national training role. So I want to tell you right now, if you do have any questions later on, if you want to reach out to me, please feel free. I am always here for you. After the training today, I'll be sending you an email with very important documents such as how to use Repsly, NDT, TAP, the document, like many, many important things to review. So please take a moment to go through those. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Your manager will also be sending you an email with the it's called a welcome email. So you're going to have like another document to read that will include uniforms, the milk handling, any other regulations you need to know, and so forth. Okay, so to go over my favorite coffee, I'd say with Nespresso, it's definitely the maple pecan capsule. I absolutely fell in love when it first came out as a limited edition, and now they made it as a permanent edition capsule. So if you do like flavored coffees, I think you'd enjoy that. If not, I really enjoy like iced coffee recipes. So, even though it's minus 50 degrees outside, I'd usually go for iced coffee sometimes. So, yeah, that's pretty much myself. And to give you the contact of your managers, I need to change this a couple of different numbers, but let me tell you who's going to be your manager. Your manager will be Daniel.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So you could take his contact here. You're going to have his phone number as well as the email. Now, let me tell you, if you do not have the WhatsApp application on your phone, please download it because any work conversations are done only on the WhatsApp app. So if you're going to text your manager, do it on WhatsApp. Okay?
Okay.
Now, perfect. Let's go over the agenda today. So today we're going to review the Nespresso trilogy, and then we're going to talk about sustainability, which is always part of our DNA as a brand. Then sales techniques. I at the end want to review the full mystery shop script. What is a mystery shop? Do you have an idea?
Oh no, I don't have an idea about mystery shop.
So, what is mystery shop? It's a client that has been hired from Nespresso that comes and tests Match retail employees to see how we're presenting their brand. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, they act as a regular client in front of you. You're never going to know they're a mystery shopper. You're not going to know when they come, who they are. We don't even know that. And at the end, they're going to give us a percentage on how you did and how much you covered in your speech. Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is not there to scare you. This is there to support you and get you an idea on what exactly we're expecting from the role. Okay. So my colleague and I worked on a one pager, technically 2 pages, but it includes every single detail you need to know to get 100%.
Okay.
And to let you know an idea, in Q1, we had 2 prizes if you won. So technically, we expect a minimum of 80% for a mystery shop score. Okay.
80%?
80%, yes.
Yeah.
And if you get a grade higher than 85%, you could have won a Origino 3 machine, which is a machine of a milk frother for perfect for lattes. And it costs $80 at Nespresso.
Okay.
And if you got a grade higher than 90%, hear me out, you could have won a Nespresso machine. But it's not any Nespresso machine, it's the newest machine that came out in December. It's called the Virtuo Up machine, and it's around $300. Okay, and as an idea for you, 18 people won for Q1. Okay, so it's very, very, very doable. The only thing is that mystery shop script we're going to review at the end of the training, you really need to master it, learn it by heart, and complete that procedure with any client you talk to. Okay, so any questions till now?
No, so like for the mystery shopper, so like it's like general customer. If they come to me and I will have to explain everything from like to get 100% mark.
Exactly.
But what's the average like percentage like so should I say like 70, 80% if I cover 70, 80%? Is this like okay? Or I need to get like every time 100%?
We're expecting a minimum of 80%.
Okay. Minimum
Okay,
80%.
so it's a minimum, like, in school exams, it's minimum 60%. Well,
Hmm.
in mystery shop, it's minimum 80%. So we are waiting for 100%. That's why
Yeah.
that mystery shop script is there. Okay, but sometimes some of that percentages can be taken off because of marketing. What is marketing? It's like sometimes we have a marketing team at Match Retail that comes and changes promotions for you, and they add new representations of any new like displays and anything else. So sometimes you might lose marks on marketing, which is not technically your fault, you know? But that point can be sometimes pushed back to Nespresso from us, from our team, to get you that point if it's not your fault. So that's why, like, you really need to get 100%, but like sometimes there might be, exceptions, I'd say. Okay. And another thing, before I forget, before I start actually the training, um, you know about the milk procedure, right? You need to buy milk before your
Yeah.
before any shift.
Yeah, the Daniel told me that.
Perfect. So you need to buy 2% milk. Any brand is fine, but it has to be 500 milliliters or 1 liter cartons. Okay. And every 2 hours of your shift, you need to buy one container of milk, one carton of milk. So let's say you work 4 hours. How many milk cartons do you need?
Two,
Exactly. If you work 4.5 hours, how many milk cartons do you need?
three.
Exactly. Okay. Just because milk expires after being outside after 2 hours. And we don't have a refrigerator in our kiosks. So what you have to do when you arrive to the first store, like the location you're gonna work at, you put the first carton in the kiosk. That's gonna be used for 2 hours. You
Mhm.
also write down the time that you open the milk.
Okay.
And the rest of the milks you bring it into employee's room in the refrigerator.
Okay.
And every 2 hours you do a switch. Okay, if you didn't finish the milk, you can throw it out. No need, or you could bring it home if you want to. All right. Okay, so the reason why I explained mystery shop before, just because all of the conversations that I'm going to say right now will be part of your mystery shop. So it is very important to really well understand the following explanations. And let me know if you have any questions. All right, so starting off with Nespresso. You saw in the training there was a very informative video about the AAA program, right? So I want to go over the three pillars with you. Starting off with quality. Do you remember what was quality for Nespresso?
So the quality was so I believe it was AAA program. They introduced a AAA program. So they try to maintain the AAA program like in their premium quality product. So
Mm.
it's like raw material and sustainability and productivity, like from the farmers to the Switzerland's plant. They maintain everything correctly, properly.
Okay. Okay, good. And what do the farmers do to make sure the coffee beans are well selected?
So they collect the coffee when it's ripe, like peak red, and then they process the coffee into a green.
Very good. So when the farmers are hand picking the beans, imagine the farmers, they're not Nespresso employees. They have their own jobs, they do their own farming. And Nespresso, they want to invest a lot in those farms to make sure they get all of their resources necessary. Because it's really a huge job. The coffee we cultivate from usually is near the equator. It's the middle of the world. So, such
Yeah.
as countries in South of America, India, we have a couple of countries in Africa, Indonesia. So, really, the middle belt of the world. Okay. Now, they're very hot, humid countries. Imagine a farmer staying underneath the sun the whole day with a basket in their hand picking the beans one by one. It's a big job. That's why we really want to like support them as much as we can, even though it's not our employees. Okay. So to explain, what do farmers need to do? They need to make sure the beans are fully well ripe. So at first, a bean doesn't look like what you think in mind. It looks like more of a cherry, like a fruit. And that fruit needs to be cultivated. The fruit has, well, each bean inside, like there's two pits in the fruit. So each bean has 900 aromas that should be well developed to give the best taste. When those 900 aromas are developed, it's going to have the full aromas and the full taste, right? Now the fruit is separated from the two beans. The fruit is composted, and the two beans are washed with natural water and they're sun dried under the sun of that country naturally. No extra chemicals. Finally, the beans, when they're dried, they're gonna have this beige green color. And that's when we send it to what is our country of origin and where do we produce our capsules?
Switzerland.
Very good. So we send all of our coffee beans to Switzerland, where we do the rest of the procedures to transform it into capsules. Okay. Some of the procedures we do in Switzerland is decaffeination, if it's applicable. We do the roasting of the coffee beans. That's when we cook the beans so it has this aroma that's going to start coming out. And then we grind them to put them into powder and we put them into capsules, the encapsulation process. Okay. Now, what is sustainability for us?
Sustainability is a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Very, very good. So basically, it's everything we do to take care of the environment to be able to provide us a future, right? If you don't take good care of the environment, one day it's going to be damaged and it's not going to provide us good quality coffee beans. So that's why we don't take care only of now. We want to make sure our future generations are going to have the same taste as we have today.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, all of the procedures are done naturally. So some of the things we do, again, Nespresso invests a lot of infrastructures to be able to give the most to the farmers. So for example, drying the beans, we need certain infrastructures to be able to dry the beans. So Nespresso does that, right? Or washing the beans. And again, we need certain infrastructures to be able to wash the beans. We're not just going to do them on the floor. So that's why it's Nespresso that takes on the responsibility to do that. Okay. And finally, productivity.
Productivity. Yes. So do you want to know about the what I think about the productivity? So so what I think about productivity is that how Nespresso thinks is that like they build a connection with the farmers. This way they can get like the coffee beans from like from collecting to producing the coffee in a way that they really care about, like it's the treat is it's their own business, because like they take care of the farmers, they take care of the like the sheepers, they take care of the employee, because worldwide you guys like Nespresso have 81 destination and 14,000 employees, so they take care of every one employee as their own, so this way they can maintain the productivity.
Oh, good. Okay. So productivity is all about taking care of the farmers, right? Like you said. So one of the main thing is we pay the farmers 30 to 40% higher than the market standards. 30 to 40% higher. If I was a farmer, that would have been a good enough reason why I would have worked with Nespresso. But what else? There's so many things other that can be added for the farmers, such as financial plans to support their livelihoods or even their, financial situations. There's retirement planned for them. There's a lot of trainings to make sure they have, all of the resources necessary to be able to do a good job, but as well as the job is safe for them. And another thing is Rainforest Alliance.
Yeah.
What that does, let's say at the end of the year, the farmers cultivated a lot of coffee beans, and Nespresso doesn't need all of them. They could sell those extra coffee beans to other brands. So they're going to make even more profit, and there's no waste of any products. You see, we give as much as we can to the farmers to support them, not only them, but also their communities that are around them. Okay. Any questions about the Triple E program?
Oh no.
So the reason I want to ask you, why do you think this is important? Why do we have to talk about it to customers?
Because this way we can like we can build a connection with the customers with our brand.
Mm.
So it's not
Eh,
they're not just buying coffee, they're buying an experience, that from picking the coffee beans to producing the coffee beans, everyone connected to it, every farmer's connected to it, every lives matter, like environment and everything. That's why we talk. I think that's why we talk about this to the customer.
Exactly. Very good. So the reason why we talk about the AAA program, it's what differentiates us in the market of any other coffee. Again, if like sometimes people don't care about it. I'm gonna be very honest. Sometimes they think, okay, like what's next? Like I want to hear more about anything else. Like they don't care. But majority of people that do care about the environment, they're going to hear this out and they're going to say, you know what, I'm going to invest in Nespresso just because I hear this, just because I know that I'm not destroying the environment while I'm getting good quality coffee.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
like how do I like bring this topic to the customer? Like if they ask, or should I like introduce the coffee, that how we produce AAA program?
Good question. And that was my next point as well. So when we're talking about the AAA program to customers, it's not mandatory. We talk about all of the details of the pillars. Okay.
Okay.
What you have to say, and it's mandatory, it's part of your mystery shop. You just mention. So let's say you're talking about the quality of coffee. You say we also have the AAA program, and a general one sentence way. So you say that makes sure we have the highest quality coffee. The environment is well taken care of, as well as the farmers that cultivate our coffee beans have good work and life conditions. Okay. And that's it. So you say, to repeat myself again, you say we also have the AAA program that makes sure we have the highest quality coffee, the environment is well taken care of, as well as the farmers that cultivate our coffee beans have good work and life conditions. Okay. Now, if the client has any more questions and they're interested in this topic and they want to hear more about it, that's when you can talk about the pillars in more detailed way. But the reason why we usually only surpass this subject in a very general way is because it can overwhelm customers if we talk about all of the pillars in a very detailed way, right? So, any questions about this?
No, no. So the customer doesn't need to have to ask me. I will just say that there is like AAA program, and we maintain the highest quality of the product, and it's well taken care of, and we also take care of the farmers for their livelihood and for the better future.
Exactly, exactly. And you talk about the environment specifically, like in the word environment, mention it because it's all about what we do to take care not only about coffee, environment, but farmers. Okay? Very good. So yeah, you could talk about in any way you think it's better. I would include it in my closure. Like when I'm giving them recommendations of different machines, I'm talking about the services at Nespresso, you could mention it there. But also a lot of people do usually like it to explain in the speech itself. So I'll give you the script. It's going to make a lot more sense. It's for you to add it anywhere you feel more comfortable in.
Yeah.
Okay. Now another thing that is super important is the certification of B Corp. So B Corp is a certification of the entire company. It's a community of companies that commit to have a positive impact on the world for any different way. So it could be the environment, the people who work for us, the communities involved, the supply chain, the consumers itself. So it could impact anywhere in the brand. And B Corp is a benchmark that provides transparency. With this, we can measure our actions, highlighting weaknesses and strengths within the brand. And it's a way for continuous improvement and acceleration at Nespresso. For Nespresso, the certification reflects 30 years of involvement with sustainability. Okay, so in simple terms, B Corp is like a stamp on Nespresso saying you're an amazing brand, you're a selfless brand. You think about others before the money. Okay, so it's a proof that we're a transparent company and we always want to improve ourselves in any way possible year by year. And it's a role of B Corp that evolves us in a better way, always. Right now, we are at 86% of the check marks checked. So Like all the check marks and requirements that B Corp has, we are 86% in it. We're almost getting at 100%, but it's always a way to improve ourselves, right? Are we okay with this?
Yes. So I have one question. So is this like B Corp certification? Was this like introduced by Nescafe, or it was like from a different like is it's a different certification program from different brand?
B Corp, they work with so many other brands. Yeah, it's a very worldwide known certification that it offers transparency to the clients. It proves everything we do, it like is a proof that we actually do it. Okay. And again, when we're talking about B Corp to customers, you could say right after AAA program, you could say we also have the B Corp certification. That is a way to always improve our brand in any way possible year by year.
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
No, so for the B Corp program, so can I say to the customer like this that are you familiar with the B Corp certification? We also have the B Corp certification program, like B Corp certification for Nespresso, that they provide transparency for the customers.
Yep, that's very
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Transparency, and it's a way to improve ourselves
Mhm.
any way possible. Now, moving on with our coffee.
Okay.
So, this is another thing that makes our brand a unique coffee brand. It's an espresso trilogy. So, when you think about coffee, you would think all other coffee brands would offer this trilogy, right? But no, it's only Nespresso that offers this trilogy here. Okay? So, we offer coffee, we offer machines, and we offer a premium service to customer after the sale.
So Nespresso is the only brand that they offer coffee plus machine plus services.
Exactly. Okay. And today in the training, we're going to talk about what is coffee for us, what are machines, and what are services. Okay. So starting with coffee. So thinking of many coffee varieties in the world, the two following here are the most popular ones. So there's Arabica and Robusta. Let me explain. Imagine a big mountain, Akram.
Mm.
Arabica is cultivated on the higher altitudes of the mountain. So it's since there's less oxygen on the higher altitudes, it's going to be less caffeinated, right? So it impacts the coffee bean less. So that's why it's going to wake you up less. And the flavors are fruity with the notes acidic. Okay. Arabica is known as the highest quality coffee bean. Moving on with the second option. Usually, Robusta is cultivated on the lower side of the mountain. It's 800 meters then low, 2% caffeine, and the flavors are spicy and woody, with the notes very, very, very bitter and body. Okay. So, have you ever tried 100% dark chocolate?
Yes.
How was your experience?
Uh, it was kind of like not kind of, it was bitter, like it was just really bitter.
Very bitter, right?
Yeah.
And you probably need a sip of water to be able to swallow that
Mhm. Yes,
that
exactly.
chocolate. That's the same thing as a coffee of a Robusta coffee.
Okay.
Okay. So it's like a very, very bitter coffee taste. Okay. Now, at Nespresso, most of our capsules are going to be 100% Arabica coffee. But we have a couple of exceptions with certain capsules that have just a bit of Robusta to give more of a complex flavor. Such as an example of capsule can be the Intenso capsule. Intenso. It's a regular coffee from the Virtue range. I will talk about the ranges. And it's the strongest coffee in the menu in the regular coffee section. And it will have this very light bitter taste as well in the coffee. It's like 10% Robusta and the rest is all Arabica. Okay? So basically, Arabica is a drinkable coffee taste. Like people that usually go for like 60, 50% chocolate, 70% chocolate. That's the most popular one in chocolate variety. Compared to Arabica, it's usually the most popular one. It's the drinkable taste.
Okay.
Okay.
So just to clear myself, so Arabica, like the Nespresso usually use Arabica, like 99% of their product is Arabica, but they're like Intenso is like 10% of Robusta and rest of the is Arabica.
I'd say like there's no specific number in the menu. I just gave you like a
Mhm.
round number to give you an idea.
Okay.
But it's not only the Intenso. There's also like five capsules I'm thinking of in all of the menus of Nespresso that have a bit of Robusta. But out of more than 100 and 150 capsules we have on Nespresso, not 150, I'd say around 100, they're all usually Arabica coffee.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Now moving on to the decaf. Have you ever tried decaf coffee?
Yes, because I usually try decaf coffee because I can't like process the caffeination. Like it's I'm
Okay.
intolerant to caffeine. Like I can't sleep. If I drink coffee at 7, I can't sleep like until 2 a.m.
7 p.m.
Yes.
Oh, that's like everybody else. The- Usually we don't suggest people drinking coffee, caffeinated coffee, especially at 7 a.m. 7 p.m. I'd say maybe 7 a.m. it would be good. You'll be able to sleep at night, but p.m.
But
wouldn't be
I
the
have
best.
my best friend. He can drink coffee at 9 p.m. and he can sleep at 10 p.m. I
Yeah,
don't
makes
know.
sense. Yeah, makes sense. But sometimes it happens, and that's why we have decaf coffees, right? So basically, to give you an idea, what is a decaf coffee? It's a coffee with no caffeine molecules. So, it's like beer, but non-alcoholic. It's not going to wake you up. It doesn't give you that caffeine boost that you need. Okay. And a lot of other people, I'd say a lot of other brands, they use chemicals to do decaf procedures. Chemicals that are used with a lot of brands because it's cheaper to do, it's a cheaper cost, it takes less time, and it's less complicated to do.
Okay.
But if you compare a regular coffee to a decaf, it changes the taste fully. A lot of people think it tastes more like water than coffee from other brands.
Okay.
You're gonna have the same reaction. You're gonna say, like, your people are gonna come and you're gonna tell them, "Hey, you want to try decaf instead?" They'll be like, "Ew, no." And that's why you have to give them the explanation of what is decaf and Nespresso.
Okay.
So the procedures we use at Nespresso, they're 100% natural. So this is super important. You say first, it's 100% natural. And there's two methods to do this. So first is liquid CO2. You infuse your coffee beans in liquid CO2 for about 10 hours. So it's a long procedure. But when you finally remove them, they're going to be decaffeinated to almost 100%. And the method that's a lot more popular at Nespresso It's also called the Swiss method. What is a Swiss method? It's sorry. What is a Swiss method? It's simply infusing your coffee beans in water for about 13 hours. And when you finally remove them, they're going to be decaffeinated to almost 100%. So, majority of our capsules, we use the Swiss method of decaffeination.
Okay.
But the decaf procedure is never indicated in an espresso site. Okay. So you'll never know what capsule uses what decaf procedure.
Okay.
Now, people who ask you, like, they're very strict with this. The original capsules, you could write down original capsules, they're decaffeinated to almost 99.7%. And the Virtue capsules, they're decaffeinated to almost 99.3%. People are very strict with this, so at least you have that information now.
99.3%, right?
Almost that percentage, yes. It's also like a very round number, so it can be sometimes higher, it can be sometimes lower for certain capsules.
Okay.
Okay, now, again, I'm repeating again, they're all 100% natural procedures. So I promise you this, Akram, if you compare two coffee recipes, like, sorry, the same recipe, but in two options. So let's say Melozio capsule, which is our most popular capsule at Nespresso. We have a Melozio regular one, and we have the Melozio decaffeinato called, which is a decaffeinated option. If you compare both tastes, you will not know the difference. Okay, it will still taste like a real Melozio coffee, the decaf coffee, but one is gonna have no caffeine molecules. So let's say you want coffee at night, well, decaf would be the perfect solution for you. So let's say a client comes and tells you, hey, like, it's 4 p.m. and you ask them for a coffee, but they say, you know what, I've tried enough coffees for today, I don't need another one. I want to be able to sleep. Well, you could offer them a decaf instead.
Okay. Makes sense.
Or let's say they tell you, um, I have heart problems and I don't want my nervous system to wake up, decaf would be the best solution. Okay. Any questions on this?
No.
I'll write that from. This is a super important slide. I'm gonna send you, if you want to take a picture of this, I don't mind, but I'm gonna send it to you after anyways, with my email. So let me explain, and here try to be with me. When Nespresso started as a brand, it started what country?
Switzerland?
Very good. Okay. So let me explain the story of how it began. Eric Favre, who was the Nestle engineer that created an espresso machine, he was a Swiss man. And he married an Italian woman named Anna Maria, who came and settled in Switzerland with him. And Anna Maria was used to Italian mochas and espressos in Italy, but she was disheartened. So, to please his wife, Eric Favre decided to invest in the perfect percolator. But Anna Maria was not a big fan of that because the coffee was not the same as she was used to it. So, Eric Favre decided to perfect the perfect coffee machine at home for his wife. And that's how Nespresso started. So it's kind of a love story integrated into the logo itself. Okay. And I can show you the logo here. Give me a second. You see, there's two heels back to back. You
Okay.
see in the Nespresso
Yes.
logo? So the heels are there to represent Anna Maria.
Oh,
Okay, so it's kind of a fun fact you could say to customers as well. So the reason why I'm explaining this, because when Nespresso started, it started in Switzerland. And majority of people in Europe, majority of Europe, they go for what size coffees? Do you know?
no.
Very short espressos. That's the most traditional size in Europe. So when Eric Favre first created the machine, he didn't need a machine that can make all different coffee sizes as we drink here. So that's why he stuck to the basics, the traditional Italian coffees. So let me explain. Ristretto in Italian, it means restricted. You could write these information down so it's easier to explain to customers. So ristretto in Italian, it means restricted. That means it's an espresso that has been restricted with less water, but the same amount of coffee. That means it's going to be a lot more concentrated than an espresso. Okay. Ristretto is perfect for someone, let's say, who drinks coffee at 3 in the afternoon. They want that little caffeine energy, but they don't want to take their time to drink a coffee. Ristretto is perfect because it's simply a sip of coffee.
Okay.
Okay. And then the espresso. Wait a second. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Do you see me also?
No, not right now.
I don't know why my camera immediately went off. Oh, okay. So yeah, espresso in Italian, it means pressed.
Pressed.
Pressed. So the machine, it does an extreme speed with the water, and because of this, it creates pressure. So when it's gonna come out of the the machine, the coffee is gonna come out from the machine. It's gonna come out with a crema on top of the coffee every single time. The crema is the little mousse you see on top of the coffee that is done automatically. And we're gonna talk about the technology in detail later on. And lungo in Italian, it means elongated. So it's an espresso that has been elongated with more water, 110 milliliters, and more coffee. So to be exact, there's 20% more coffee inside the lungo capsules compared to an espresso. 20% more. That means when a client is buying more, like one of the lungo capsules, it's going to cost them a bit more. It's going to cost them a couple cents more because they're also buying more coffee. Now, the original range has over 40 capsules of options. You could write it down, over 40 in the menu. And the prices for capsules, they start at 78 cents per capsule.
78 cent.
Yes. And they go up to $1.10 usually. When I say usually, that means limited edition capsules. They're usually a bit more expensive. Okay. What type of customer you'll have for the original range? It'll be someone usually looking to make espressos. So someone who's a big fan of espressos, you see there's only 3 sizes. And there's over 40 options of coffee. So there's a lot of choices for very short coffee choices. Okay? Don't forget, espresso is the most popular size. Ristretto is just the smallest. Longo is just the biggest espresso. It's just elongated or shorter. Okay.
Okay.
So they're all Italian espresso-based coffees. Now, going on to the Virtuo range. Virtue started a lot later in 2014, and it was really a launch developed for North Americans to accommodate all types of coffee drinkers. So let me go over the sizes, Akram. Tell me what's a ristretto?
Ristretto is like a sip. Just you take a sip. It's a
So in
small
Italian, what does it mean ristretto in Italian?
restricted.
Restricted, very good. What's an espresso?
Espresso is like pressing, like it's a hard press of like water.
Exactly, very good. What's a double espresso? It's a double quantity of an espresso. So double water, double coffee inside the capsule.
Okay.
Grand lungo, what's a lungo?
Lango is like it's a 20% more coffee, and
Okay.
it's
Italian, it means
uh elongated.
very good, elongated. So look at here. Original lungo is 110 milliliters. Virtual Grand Lungo is 150 milliliters. Okay. The Lungo traditional one usually is 110 from the original range. But in the Virtuo side, it's still an espresso base, but it's just a longer elongated coffee. So a lot more water inside the capsule and more coffee as well. And then a regular coffee. This is a big mug of black coffee, so around this size. Okay, so it's a big mug of a lot more coffee inside the capsule and a lot more water. And then the Alto. Alto is this size. I have a lot of teas and coffees here. So Alto is like a big travel size mug. You see here?
Yeah.
So this is a bigger size, 350 milliliters. Okay. And finally, carafe. It's one huge capsule around this size. Like this is an espresso capsule. This is a carafe. It's a lot bigger and it'll have a lot more coffee inside the capsule and a lot more water. This is not made for one person. It's made to be divided into 2, 3 regular coffee sizes. Okay, so let's say a couple, they drink always, every morning, they drink their coffee together. Instead of using 2 regular coffee capsules, they could use one carafe instead. And it's going to cost them less too. And it takes less time to do. Okay.
Okay.
Let me
So
reverse. Yeah, go ahead.
so only carafe is for more than one people. Like alto and all other thing are for only one person.
Yes, exactly. I had put an alarm. I'm gonna remove this alarm because no need. Okay. Now, Virtue. Sorry. Okay.
Um,
Virtue will have more than 45 coffee options in the menu. Okay. And the prices, they start at 88 cents for a ristretto. But I'm going to be honest, there's only one ristretto capsule in the menu for the Virtue range. So I'd say usually it starts at 99 cents.
Sorry,
And it
I
goes,
didn't get
yes.
99. I didn't get the 99 cents.
So usually the espressos, like, okay, I'll explain again. So ristretto, there's only one capsule menu, like one capsule ristretto in the menu. So yes, it's 88 cents technically the beginning of the prices, but I'd say usually it starts at 99 cents for an espresso because there's a lot more sizes in the espresso, a lot more choices. Sorry. The carafe is going to be $1.60, which is the biggest.
$1.60.
60, yes. Okay. Now, I want you to understand all of the capsules usually come in boxes of 10. Okay. The only exception is the Alto and Carafe capsules come in boxes of 7. The reason why is the capsules are a lot bigger, so they wanted to keep the same shape of the box.
Only carafe and alto, right?
The Alto and Carafe. Okay. Um, and another example for you, just let you know, a regular coffee capsule, it's at $1.29 usually. So imagine if a couple that drinks coffee together, they use $1.29 times 2, they could just use one carafe instead. So it saves a lot of money throughout time. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, I'm going to test you, okay? Okay. When a client tells you I'm a big espresso, sorry, 1 second.
No worries.
My goodness. Sorry, I have a lot of distractions today. It's
Oh,
not
no worries.
typical. Okay. So let me test you. Let's say I tell you I'm an espresso drinker. What range would you offer me? Original or Virtue?
So, if you're like genuine espresso drinker, I would suggest you the original one.
Okay, why?
Because it's a lot more natural and a lot more like what it called. So I would suggest the espresso because the flavor is like more like it's the original one. That's how.
So, I mean, there's three big advantages with the original range. Okay, let me tell you. First of all, the pricing is less expensive. Second of all, there's a lot more choices for someone who likes espressos. And third, the machine mechanism is better for espresso drinkers. Okay. So, very important thing I want to add here. Usually you would offer the original range, right? Because of the three advantages. So you could say it offers more espresso options, more variety options for espressos. It's the prices are less expensive. Plus, the technology itself is better because it's more traditional for espressos. But two questions you always want to ask the customers before offering the range. First is, are you the only one that drinks coffee at your house? Sometimes the clients tell you, oh no, yes, it's only, well, I have a couple of people, but I'm only buying the machine for myself. So that's why you would still stick with the original range. But let's say they tell you, I have four other people drinking coffee with me at my house, and the rest of them, they all go for regular coffees. What range would you offer them?
Rest of them go for regular coffee. I would offer them virtual,
Yes, why?
which is there's like more than one people.
Because there's a
And
lot more coffee choices.
yes.
And don't forget, there's the regular coffee inside the virtual range and none of the original range.
Okay.
So virtual, you could see it offers espressos, it offers regular coffees, it offers carafes, and there's everything for the customers. Okay. Now, where was I? So yeah, so the second question you want to ask is, what other coffee choices you go for? Or are you usually an espresso drinker?
Okay.
If they tell you I sometimes go for regular coffees, what range would you offer them?
I like what is the question?
If they tell you I'm also a big espresso and regular coffee drinker, what range would you offer?
Virtue?
Yes. Why?
Because there are like a lot more choices than regular original, and
Basically.
it's also good for like espresso and regular coffee.
Exactly. It's a diversity that can be offered in the virtual range.
Yeah,
Okay. So another question for you. If I tell you I'm a regular coffee drinker, what range would you offer me?
virtue.
Why?
Because the original one is for like espresso drinker. It's basically espresso. It's
Mm-hmm.
not regular coffee.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Now, if I tell you I'm an elongated coffee drinker,
Elongated coffee drinker, then I would suggest the original one.
right?
Because elongated is it's like original coffee drinker. They don't like the different variant. They like just the espresso.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's more traditional again for elongated coffees, espresso and elongated Italian coffees. Very good. And the prices are also less expensive.
Yeah.
Um, but one question I usually ask is, what size of elongated do they usually go for? If it's like a very traditional small elongated coffee, I'd go original. But if they tell you every time I like a big mug of elongated coffee, you would probably offer Virtue.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, like, don't hesitate to ask them questions. If you're
Yeah.
not sure what range you're going to offer them, always ask them questions. And it's even part of your mystery shop to ask a minimum of 5 questions to the customer. It is
Yeah.
mandatory because you really want to understand what is the person and what is the perfect machine for them. To
Yeah.
do that, you're not going to just give them random decisions. You need to ask them questions to understand what is their coffee preferences. Okay? All right. Any questions on these?
No. No.
Perfect.
So just to summarize, that if somebody is like a espresso drinker, I would suggest original, and if the person is only one that drink coffee in the household, I also suggest the espresso like original coffee. And if
Mhm.
the customer is there is like a lot more family member in the household, that I would suggest the Virtue.
Exactly. Very good. Okay. Now, about the sizes of coffee is different. These are all of the original capsules. They're only used for original machines. They don't go in virtual machines.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in person, you're going to have a big coffee menu. I'm going to start to talk a bit quicker just because I think we're running out of time. I got distracted a lot. So please stop me if you have any questions. Okay.
Mhm.
So in person, you're gonna have in your kiosk a big coffee menu. So every time you're talking to customers, show this coffee menu. It one side will offer all the original permanent edition capsules, back end will be all virtual capsules. Okay, so every time you're talking, show this. Just go over the categories of coffee we can offer. And in person, you're gonna have also these little flyers. If you open in the middle, you'll have all of the original capsule lists, the permanent edition. Limited editions are not here. They're only going to be found online and in the application and even in person. Okay. So here, and then the Virtue capsules. Okay. A little example here to explain. You can see on the screen here the original collection category. There's 4 capsules, right? These are the 4 categories here. The first category, the original collection. These are the first 4 capsules Nespresso created. So, example here, there's the Capriccio capsule. And underneath, you see it's in French, it's written down rich and singular. Okay? And the intensity is on a scale of 5. The scale goes up to 14. So original range scale goes up to 14. Virtue goes up to 11. If you see a number that's, let's say, 5 on 14, or let's say 14 on 14, that'll be the strongest coffee in the menu. Let's say it's 2 on 14, that'll be the one of the lightest coffees in the menu.
2 out of 14. Okay.
Exactly. An example, okay? Let's say if I tell you it's 5 on 14, that's still light, but it's not as light as a 4 on 14, right? So the bigger the number, the more intense the coffee will taste. Usually the higher the roast also it will have.
Okay.
Okay. So same thing for, let's say, here you have voluto and the decaf option, voluto decaffeinato. So decaf options will have a red strip around the capsule. It shows it's decaffeinated. And the title finishes with the word decaffeinato. And then we have the Ispirazione Italiana collection. These are all Italian capsules. Now, doesn't mean we cultivate from Italy the coffee beans, but it represents their coffee culture, so better for espressos. And this one here will be the strongest coffee in the whole Nespresso menu, Ispirazione Napoli. And then we have world explorations. These are all different cities of coffee. Now, it doesn't mean we actually cultivate from those cities, but it represents their coffee culture. So we have Rio de Janeiro, Istanbul, Paris, Miami. And we have the lungo category here. These 6 capsules will all finish with the word lungo. What does that mean? It has 20% more coffee inside those capsules.
Yep.
Okay. And then there's the origins. These are different countries we actually cultivate from. So we have India, Indonesia, Colombia, Nicaragua, Ethiopia, and Peru, which is also an organic capsule. What's the difference between natural and organic? All of our capsules at Nespresso, they're natural. Natural means there's never any chemicals added. Organic means also there's no pesticides. Pesticides, they're little, like they're I guess products we add in the plants to keep insects away. But even though the rest have pesticides, they're all natural pesticides. Okay. And then the reviving origins. These are different countries that were almost going to lose their coffee culture with many different reasons. It could have been natural disasters, political issues, or just a couple of years the coffee cultivation wasn't great. So now we have the chance in the entire world to drink their own coffees from our countries. So we have Uganda, Colombia, Zimbabwe, Congo, and Cuba. And we also have the barista creations. These are my personal favorites. They're all flavored capsules. Now, doesn't mean the flavors are very sugary and milky. No, never. It's always going to taste like a black coffee. There's never sugar added, never milk added, and never chemicals added. Let's say hazelnut coffee. You would think we extract the aromas from a real hazelnut, right? In reality, we extract oxygen bubbles from certain plants that resemble to the taste of hazelnut. And it gives this very light hazelnut flavor that doesn't overpower the coffee taste.
So it's like the barista creation, the flavor, it's like kind of natural, but nothing added like water, milk. It's just a natural flavor.
Water will be added during the extraction for sure to make the coffee, but there's no milk added and there's no sugar added.
Okay.
And it's also with zero allergens. So someone who's allergic to hazelnut, they can still drink hazelnut coffee. Yeah. And then your personal favorites would be probably the milk barista creations. These are all, again, never milk added inside the capsules, but they're made to be mixed with milk. So someone who wants to do coffee milk recipes, these 3 capsules are made for that. It will balance perfectly with the taste of milk. And then iced coffees. Now, these are always extracted hot, like any other coffee. But you have to extract it on a cup of ice, and it will balance the ice and the intensity of coffee perfectly. The acidity will be perfect. And of course, special reserve and limited edition capsules. Those are mostly capsules that do come and go in the menu throughout the whole year. Every season, we have new capsules. Usually, those are a bit more expensive just because they're limited. Okay. But like right now, we have, let's say, a vanilla pistachio flavor, or we have a white chocolate strawberry flavor. Or in the summer, we have a lot of iced coffee recipes that get added. Like so many new flavors that do come and go throughout the year. Okay. And these are virtual capsules. Now, one thing I need you to realize, you see original, they're all the same shape from exterior. Even though there's more or less coffee inside the capsule, they're all the same shape. Compared to virtual, they will be bigger, the bigger the coffee it is. And it will also have a rounder capsule shape. Okay, these are all virtual capsules. That means it doesn't go in the original machines. It only goes in virtual. Now we have these espresso caps. Oh, also just to let you know, here I'm missing the ristretto and alto sizes, but it will be in your menu in person.
Okay.
Now, Also, did I tell you this? Every time the client buys the machine, you could slide it in the box.
Oh,
So
okay.
they can take it with them. All of the coffee menus are going to be included. Okay. So we have Diavolito, Il Cafe, Altisio, Orafio. So you can see here, the darker the color, usually the more intense the coffee will be. The lighter the color, like yellow, for example, it will be a lot lighter, the coffee taste. Okay. And don't forget the decaf is always there. So Altisio Decaffeinato. Online, we added recently the Chiaro Decaffeinato and so many more. And then the different origins of coffee, regular coffee options. And then we have Gran Longo coffees, the origins, different countries, barista creations, crafts, iced coffees, etc., etc. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay.
So the virtue, does they go to the original machine?
No. Once you buy one of the machines, it only takes a specific capsule shape. So
Okay.
original takes original capsules, virtual takes virtual capsules.
Okay.
There's no machine that can take both.
Okay.
Okay. And just to let you know, in our stores, the stores we will be working at, they won't have any Nespresso capsules available in person to buy. We will have some of the capsules for tastings only, but we will be using the application tap. I don't know if you've been explained, but what tap is, so for you to get a sale and for you to get a bonus on the sale you did, you need to register the client through tap for you to get the bonus of the sale. Okay.
Oh,
So right now, the bonus is $7 for every sale you do. Okay. But tap needs to be done. If it's not done, we can't pay you the incentive. And we're gonna have like I for the following past like for the past couple of weeks, I've been doing lunch and learn trainings on tap. And I'll be sending you the tap training, like the document, in the email after the training.
okay.
Okay. So, very important to really understand how you're using tap because your manager will be also reviewing with you on the first day. They'll be teaching you. Um, Tap we use to register customers, create an espresso account. It gives the warranty applied in the system automatically. Plus, it will give them your coffee preferences according to what they like. So you're gonna give them suggestions. That's not um like mandatory to purchase. It's just options for the customer. Plus, with that, they're going to get notifications from Nespresso with any new promotions coming up, such as capsule promotions that everybody likes. And their services with Nespresso will be a lot quicker.
Okay.
So,
Like,
yeah,
so if one of the machine is broken, they can just request a service through the tab.
in return, like they can call customer service at Nespresso and everything will be handled there. We'll talk about the services later on. I don't want to mix up everything right now, but I'm just letting you know the only option we will have to order Nespresso capsules for the person, it's when they buy a machine with us.
Okay.
If not, there's 4 other ways they can access the Nespresso capsules later on, and I'll show you later on how it works. Okay? And I need you to understand here, the bigger the coffee, the bigger the capsule shape will be. Okay? And on top of each coffee, you have the crema that is done automatically. The crema is the little mousse you see on top of the coffee, and we'll talk about it later. Now, in person, you're going to have Starbucks capsules. So, Nestle, Nespresso, and Starbucks are two independent operating entities. Nestle acquired the rights to produce and sell Starbucks coffee products outside Starbucks coffee houses. The Starbucks by Nespresso capsules is one of the products covered under this agreement. The Starbucks by Nespresso capsules are compatible with the Nespresso original and virtual machines. Now, where are they sold? They're sold in various grocery stores and retailers across Canada. So big grocery stores usually will have these capsules, including Costco very recently. And usually also We never used to sell Starbucks capsules online, but very recently they added in the Nespresso site as well. Now, what are they? The Starbucks by Nespresso coffees are roasted according to the Starbucks signature taste specifications and manufactured by Nespresso. That means the shape of the capsule exterior is made out of Nespresso, but the inside you will have coffee. The coffee recipe will be a Starbucks coffee.
Okay.
Okay, so it does fit inside your espresso machine, but you'll be tasting Starbucks instead. And there's three roasting profiles. There's blonde, medium, and dark roast. Now, what is important to know about this? When a client is asking you, where can I buy Nespresso capsules? You will have many people asking you this. You first want to mention the 4 ways to get access to Nespresso capsules. And then you tell them, if you really need coffee today with me, I'll be able to offer you Starbucks capsules instead. You
Okay.
always give this one as a backup. Okay? Because these are actually even more expensive than espresso capsules. There's three partners. There's the store selling them, there's Starbucks and Nespresso. So
Okay.
that's why they're going to be a bit more expensive usually. All right, moving on to machines. Now, starting off with the original range. So please write this down. The original range uses a technology called 19 bars of pressure. Now, it's super important to understand how to explain 19 bars of pressure to customers. This is only for the original range, okay?
19 bars pressure.
So 19 bars is the highest bar pressure any espresso machine will have. There is no higher than 19 bars pressure. So you know some of the most expensive machines that will be sold in Canadian Tire or the store you'll be working at usually if you walk the same row you're going to be selling your Nespresso machines and you look at other brand coffee machines, usually they have an average of 15 bars of pressure. And those machines sometimes they cost $1,500 or $2,000. So it is super, super expensive. And it's not even like reassuring the customer that they will have the perfect coffee because the client needs to understand how that machine works. And making a consistent quality coffee is very difficult with some of those machines. Now, Nespresso, they use the highest bar pressure. So to give you a comparison, firefighters, they use a 20 bar pressure for their own machinery. 20 bar pressure. It's insane technology. Let me show you a video to explain the pressure. Okay, so as you saw, the water does extreme speed. And because of that speed, it creates this very forcefully pressure on the capsule. And with that pressure, you will have the coffee with the crema done every single time, automatically. All this is done with one press of a button. Imagine. Okay? Now, to explain what is the crema, this is important, please write it down. A lot of people think it's actually frothed milk, but it's not. Okay? The crema, well, let me explain. A coffee bean is a very oily bean. So when you're extracting it at a very high pressure, very simple science, oil and water doesn't mix quite well. right? So that's why oil floats on top of that coffee, and that becomes the crema. Okay? Now, important. The crema obtains 40% of the aromas of the coffee. 40%. You understand how much of an impact that crema makes in the coffee? A lot of the other like coffees you get out from outside, they don't have a crema, right? So it automatically reduces their taste by 40%. It really does make a huge difference in the taste. This is why Nespresso is iconic. This is why we're known for the crema on top of the coffee. Okay. Now, any questions about the technology itself?
No. So it's 19 bar pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and the crema obtain 40% of the flavor. Like this makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. Do you know how to explain it to a customer, 19 bars?
So I would explain it this way. So the original coffee Nespresso coffee machine, it has a technology that has 19 bars pressure. Imagine a firefighter. Firefighter is like using a machine that uses 20 bars pressure. So imagine with this a small machine that uses 19 bars.
Mm,
That's how the technology is like
mm,
it's that they involve this technology. They
good.
introduces this technology for the Nespresso. This like makes a lot of difference with other machines because like other machine usually has 15 bar pressure, so it's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm. And you also explain what the pressure is. So you say the water does extreme speed, and that creates the pressure inside the machine to come out with the crema of the coffee every single time. And then you explain the crema. You say a coffee bean has a very oily bean. So when you extract it at a high pressure, the oil will be well extracted from the capsule and it will float on top of your coffee, which you say after it has 40% of the aromas of the coffee. Okay. Now, let me show you the machine. In our stores, we will be having only the Pixie machine. Okay. So let me show you this one here. I'm going to explain the main technologies, but just let you know, of course, your manager will be reviewing with you on your first day, the main differences. And the Pixie will be the most popular machine out of the all of the original range machines. Okay? The rest are all sold at Nespresso. If the client is interested in anything else, they can go directly to Nespresso. So, to explain the Pixie, first of all, the machine has a 19 bar pressure system. Okay, so you could write down the advantages of the Pixie. 19 bar pressure system. The machine is super compact. It's around 3-4 kilos, which is perfect for small areas or even transportation. If you want to bring a machine to travel, you could bring it with you.
What's the weight of the machine?
Around 3-4 kilos. Machine also is mostly all made out of metal, so interior and exterior, which gives a very nice durable look, but it also gives an industrial look to the machine, which can fit in all settings you put. It could be good in your kitchen, in your office, in your cabin, in a second home, in your bedroom if you don't want to go down for a coffee every morning. Like it's best in all settings you could think of. Now, like any other coffee machine at Nespresso, you will have two containers as a minimum. The first container for the Pixie will be completely on the back is the water container. Water container is 700 milliliters with the Pixie. The capsule container is hidden inside the machine. You see here where's there's a cup holder.
Yeah.
You just have to pull that towards you and it opens. Hmm? Okay. Now, the machine has two buttons. It will have the espresso button, 40 milliliters, and the lungo button, 110 milliliters. There's no ristretto button on the machine. But if you want to do a ristretto, you can do it manually. So let's say you click on the espresso button once, the coffee starts getting extracted, and if you want it to stop at 25 milliliters, you just re-click on the same button when you want it to stop, and it stops the extraction. Okay?
So the machine has only two buttons.
Two buttons,
One
yes,
espresso button and longo button.
exactly. Now
So
another
if
advantage, yes.
if someone wants a ristretto coffee, so how would they get a ristretto coffee?
So let's say you click on the espresso, coffee
Hmm.
starts getting extracted, and if you want it to stop at 25, you just re-click on the same button and it stops.
Okay.
Okay? And you can also permanently change the button that you want to the size that you wish to have. And how you would do that, you could like permanently program the machine with a video on YouTube you could watch. It explains step by step on how to do. Let's say the client wants an Americano every single day. What's an Americano? It's a shot of espresso with a lot of hot boiling water in a big mug. So let's say they want that. They could, let's say, change the lungo button to being an Americano every single time.
So if a customer change their espresso button to an Americano button, can they get back to the espresso if they wish to?
If they want to, yes. They just have to, again, manually change it so
Okay.
it stays there. Okay. Now I'm going to explain the rest of the machines, but I'm going to explain very generally just because we don't need to know a lot about them. The CTs is just a bigger version of Pixie, so bigger water container, bigger capsule container. Latissima is it's a very special machine because it has a third container and it's made for milk. So people who love cappuccinos, lattes, macchiatos every single day, one touch of a button, they could get a milk recipe. And Karatista is a special machine as well because if you probably have this, you have to remove your shoes before entering someone's house. Like it's super super expensive for the same quality coffee you could get with a Pixie. Okay, so it's like $1,000 for Nespresso, like for regular 19 bars technology. Okay, all right. Any questions
So
specifically for the Pixie?
I'm just gonna sell the Pixie, right?
Yes,
Okay.
very good. Now moving on to Virtue. So, like I said, Virtual started a lot later in 2014, and it was really a launch developed for North Americans to accommodate all types of coffee drinkers. And this technology was made from our research and development team at Nespresso. So it's invented by Nespresso and it's still ours. So let me show you the video to explain the technology. Please write down the name of the technology when it appears and the rotational speed per minute. So, what is the name of the technology?
Centrifusion.
Perfect. And what's the bar pressure? Sorry, what's the
Seven-
rotational speed?
7,000 RPM.
Very good. All right, so what is centrifusion? It's espresso quality cup in every cup size. Virtue is a result of 10 years of research and development. And the idea was just to find out how to further optimize your coffee extraction than the original range. And during their many tests, they tested the technology called centrifusion. They realized with this, they also got that bar, like that crema, like the original range, but the flavor extraction was actually better. And especially they could get that crema with even larger volumes of water. And that's how they invented this technology. So basically, it's infinite possibilities that adapts to one touch, and it's perfect for a client that likes Nespresso quality, but in wide variety of styles and sizes. Okay, so if you didn't write it down already, Virtue uses an extraction system called centrifusion. What is centrifusion? You see, the capsule, the virtual capsule, if you look at it from a higher perspective, it will have a barcode around the rim. You see the barcodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So that barcode will determine the 5 settings needed for the perfect extraction. And these are the 5 settings. Okay. First of all, the cup size. Let's say if I put an espresso capsule, it brings me how many milliliters of coffee?
Espresso for 40 milliliter, right?
40, exactly. If I put a carafe, how many milliliters of coffee would I get?
110.
Carafe, the biggest size.
Uh,
And I'm talking about the virtual range, not original.
Carafe. It's 160 or
So it's 535 milliliters. Okay, so how will it know? You see, there's on the machine only one button.
okay.
Usually, virtual machines will only have one button. How will it know all the different sizes? It will be the
Barcode.
barcode. Exactly. Okay. What else? It's going to be the temperature. Temperature will be varied from 73 degrees to 78 degrees.
72
It's
degrees. Sorry.
73 to 78. It's not a temperature that's going to be boiling hot, but it's
Mhm.
hot enough to be called a hot coffee. Okay. And it will be varied depending on the capsule you're putting. If I tell you it's a capsule that extremely highly roasted, well, the machine wouldn't want to overheat again because it can burn the coffee. It's already highly roasted, it's already highly cooked, right? So if you roast it, if you extract it again at a boiling temperature, it will burn the capsule, and we don't want to reach that burning point. So that's why we lower the temperature by just a bit. So if ever the client asks, "Hey, why do some of my capsules feel less hot than others?" Well, you could say the machine is extremely intelligent and it will know exactly what temperature to do to not burn your coffee. And then the infusion time. That's the time to make a coffee. Let's say an espresso, it has less water, so very self-explanatory. It will make you the coffee a lot quicker. So probably in, I'd say, 30 seconds. Compared to a carafe, it would take a minute and 30 seconds because there's a lot more water. Plus the flow. The flow is the speed of the water. The faster it flows, the less intense the coffee will be because it absorbs the capsule less. The slower it flows, the more it absorbs the capsule, the more intense it'll be. And finally, the rotational speed was 7,000 rotations per minute. Do you understand what the speed is?
Yes.
You drive a car.
No, but I drove a motorcycle and it's
Usually cars, as an idea, they go 5,000 rotations per minute on the street.
yeah,
Your car will go 5,000 rotations per minute. Your Nespresso machine will go 7,000 rotations per minute.
yeah.
Okay? It'll be the fastest thing the client owns, and it will be on their kitchen counter. So, do we understand what kind of technology we're talking of? It's super
Mhm.
intelligent. All right. So my idea is usually when I offered them before I offered them the coffee, I take the capsule in my hand. I explain first of all the capsule anatomy, so how the capsule is made, and then I explain the barcode, and I tell them this barcode will determine the 5 settings here. So when I put the capsule inside the machine, one press of a button, everything will be done for me. I don't need to do anything else. Okay? Now the machines. So we're getting there. So let me see, what time are we? 1:44. We're finishing at 2:30. Okay, we're good. So we will have a lot of machines. Now, specifically in the virtual range, we'll have a lot more options in the store. I'm gonna only point out the ones we have. Okay? First of all, Virtual Creatista, we don't have it. It's just a fancier version of Virtual Altissimo. It's just made out of metal and it has a milk frother that's a lot more fancier. We have the Virtual Altissimo. So you can write down the ones we have, and I'll explain the main usage for each machine. Your manager will be able to explain it a lot more detailed in person as well. Virtual Altissimo. This machine has a third container inside the machine, and it's made for milk. So you see there's only this main button to click on to be able to do the 7 different sizes of coffee, the black coffees. But on the side of the machine here, you see there's another part added, which is for the milk coffees. So on top here, you'll have 3 other buttons. I'll explain the buttons. First button on top is just hot frothed milk. Second one is a latte macchiato. And the third one is a cappuccino. Okay. Water container is in the back completely. It's 1.6 liters. And the capsule container is on the side. You'll have a little hole you can open with your finger. Milk container is 750 milliliters.
750 milliliters.
So someone who drinks milk coffees every day, this is a big advantage for them because they don't need to like clean up the milk machine every single time they're going to use it. And even on top of the machine, there's the rinsing system that's automatically integrated. Every time they use the milk frother, they have to rinse the machine after.
Okay.
So they just turn the button to the rinsing mode and it takes water from the water container, it heats up, and it's gonna go in the tunnels of the machine to clean it up for you. And the milk frother, when you're ready to use it, you just take it from the refrigerator, you insert it on the machine, click on the button you want, and that's it. Okay. Now, first generation, we don't have this machine. This was the first machine that was invented in 2014, and the newer models have a lot more advantages. That's why we don't have it in the store right now. Okay. But something to let you know, the older Virtuos used to be a lot bigger as a size. So water container and capsule container, they're always on the sides of the machine, which takes lots of space. And it only makes four sizes of coffee. Okay, it doesn't do any ristretto, alto, and carafe sizes. Do the newer machines do. Now, the machine we will have in our store will be also the Plus Deluxe. So Virtuo Plus Deluxe. The names of the machine always start with a Virtuo. So Virtuo Plus Deluxe, Virtuo Next, Virtuo Pop, Virtuo Latissima, Virtuo, Virtuo, Virtuo. Now, this machine has two advantages. First, the machine is more automatic. So let's say this is the lever. You just have to touch once. The machine opens automatically. And to close, you touch once and the machine closes automatically. So you don't have to manually twist the lever to be able to open the machine yourself. It's just a button. And the water container, you can move it completely on the back of the machine or move it on the left side, depending on the sort of counter you have. Water container is 1.2 liters, which is pretty big compared to the other machines.
So you can like for this Virtue Plus Deluxe, you can move the water container
Back
from the
or
back.
left.
Okay.
Depending on the sort of counter, sometimes people prefer in the back completely to save more space on the sides, or they want to put it on the left side to save more space on the length of the counter.
Okay.
But one disadvantage with this machine, and you have to tell the customers, it only makes four sizes once again. So it doesn't do ristretto, alto, or carafe.
So it doesn't do ristretto.
Alto and carafe. Okay, we're good. Okay, next. Next will be the virtual next. So we will have the standard and the virtual next premium model sold in Canadian Tires. Okay, these are the best sellers in Canada, specifically the premium model. The reason why is because of, first of all, the elegant looking machine, and it's super compact. So you see there, it takes absolutely no space on your counter. It's all on the length of your counter. Water container is completely off the back. It's 1.1 liters. 1.1 liters, to give you an idea, it's around four regular coffee sizes. And the capsule container is on the left side. Okay. So the difference here, standard and premium, the premium will have a little metal touch added on the machine. You see on the cup holder and even on the lever, it's like a very nice metal touch. It's a rose gold color. We even have Canadian Tire the white and gold color. So it looks super luxurious. That's why it's $20 more. Okay. And these two machines make all seven different sizes of coffee. Okay. The Lux, we won't have it. It's just surrounded with a lot more metal. And then finally, the pop machines. So in Canadian Tires, we will have the pop standard and the pop deluxe. So the difference here, these are some of the newer machines we have, it started in 2023. Yeah. And the machines are short. So it takes no space on the like height of the counter. Okay, sometimes people complain on virtual necks touching the counter on top. Sorry, not the counter, the cabin on top, like the, how do you say that? Like the
The cabinet.
cabin?
Yeah, the cabinet.
Cabinet, yes, thank you. So yeah, sometimes people complain on touching the cabinet on top. So that's why the virtual pop standard, they made it a lot shorter to fit in different kinds of settings. So the pop standard will be the most, I guess, normal pop. These two machines are commercialized to make 5 sizes of coffee. So technically, since they're so short, it's not commercialized to do the alto and carafe sizes because it doesn't really fit underneath. But it can still take the capsules to do the carafe and alto. But the reason why, again, it's not commercialized because you have to manually hold the carafe underneath till it's done if you want the carafe size. Or you'd have to buy like a capsule drawer, put the machine on top of that, and you'll have more space to do carafes. Okay? So that's why it's technically gonna do all 7 sizes, but it's not commercialized to do all 7.
Okay.
And the difference here between pop standard and deluxe is the deluxe model has a watering container of 1.1 liters. Compared to standard, it has only 750 milliliters, which is like 3 regular coffees. So someone who is like, a client who doesn't have a lot of people that drink coffee at the house, I'd say pop standard would be perfect for them. Another advantage with the deluxe, the cup holder and again the lever of the machine, it's made out of metal. So that's why it's $20 more compared to the standard. The water container is also bigger, also obviously. Okay. And one of the newer models we have, like I said, it's the Virtuo Up machine. Virtuo Up. It's not on the screen here. I haven't added yet. You can add it right yourself on your side. It's gonna be Virtuo Up. The Virtuo Up is like just the more luxurious Virtuo. Okay. So on the machine, you have the regular Virtuo button, but you also have the creation mode and you have a setting button to be able to connect the machine to your Nespresso app and adjust the size of the coffee you're going to get, as well as the temperature of your coffee you're going to get. So it's very
So
fancy.
so virtual op machine is like so you can connect this machine to your app and you can see the temperature of the coffee you're getting and
You're going to be able to change it on your
oh,
app. So you're going to be able to change the temperature and change the quantity of coffee you're going to get. Okay. And with each machine, you need to descale the machines. Every 6 months, you need to clean up the machines with a product you can buy directly from Nespresso. Even Canadian Tire started selling them. It's the same package. It's just, I think, a couple dollars more. I think it's $2, $3 more at Canadian Tire. Okay. So it comes in 2 packets, so you can use it 2 different times. And there's a video on YouTube you could watch. Again, on the Nespresso site, you can find the video. It explains step by step on how to use the machine to do the scaling procedure.
So the customer can only clean the machine by Nespresso product, no other product. They cannot use
Exactly.
the market.
Exactly. Okay. Now, three more slides, and then I'll give you a little break. We have two milk frothers that will be sold in the Canadian Tire as well. Now, the milk frothers are not technically doesn't do part of your sales, but it's there to be able to support someone who likes cappuccinos, lattes. Okay. Now, Original 3 is the most popular milk frother we have. And first of all, the machine has one button, but it could do three types of milk. So it could do hot frothed milk, cold frothed milk, and just hot milk, no froth. And the descriptions will be added, like the instructions on the machine itself. So you don't need it right now. But important to know that this milk frother can be washed only by hand. So do not put it in the dishwasher. Okay? Compared to Original 4, well, this machine is dishwasher safe, so you can put it in the dishwasher. And the buttons are all separate. You could see there's cold frothed milk here, hot milk, no froth, a light frothed milk, and a thick frothed milk. It's just a fancier version of an Original 3. And you even have a full lever to be able to control the milk pour better. And with each Nespresso machine, you will have free capsules that will be coming with your purchase. So Virtual will have 12 mixed capsules, and Original will have 7 milk mixed capsules that will be coming with your purchase of the box.
So so if you buy a machine, it comes with the capsule.
Capsules,
It's at the
exactly.
same price. You don't have to pay
Included. It's included. So Virtual is 12, Original is 7 capsules. These are all best-selling capsules that are very popular. So it will be the only opportunity clients will be able to taste many different choices of coffee in one box. Don't forget, later on, capsules are always purchased in a box of
12.
10.
10, sorry, 10.
Later on, it's always 10, except the Alto and Craft sizes. They usually come in boxes of 7.
7, yes.
Okay?
So the capsule comes with the purchase. It has like different kind of different flavor and different kind of variant.
Yeah,
But
exactly. You see here on the screen,
yeah,
there's many different choices in the box. So you have espressos, you have double espressos, you have grand longos, and regular coffees.
okay. So can they buy this package like later on, like when they're gonna buy? So they have to buy one specific flavor each time.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Okay,
they
so let's
start.
say the client wants Melotio capsules, it will come automatically in a box of 10. They can't do a box mixed with different flavors after.
Okay. So can they order like from the Starbucks? Does they comes with like a different flavor or is it the same?
Always the same. It's always the same.
Okay.
And that's why we want to give them the opportunity to buy capsules at an espresso boutique to be able to taste capsules before they do purchases.
Oh, okay. So if the customer like on the Nespresso boutique, they can taste different kind of variant what they like.
Yeah,
They
I
can
mean,
taste
they
the
could
flavor.
go, like, let's say the client is not sure if they're going to like the capsule. They could go in person, ask the coffee advisor, can I try this coffee? And usually they would make you one, and you're going to be able to taste it and see if you actually like it or not, and then buy it.
Okay.
That's why, like, it's all about the experience to customers. That's why we don't sell Nespresso capsules everywhere. We want to give experience to the customers when they're buying capsules. We want to be sure that the purchase they do, they're actually going to enjoy it. Okay. Now, there's always on the Nespresso machines two other coffee brand names, DeLonghi and Breville. Okay. Now, this is something to know is clients will always ask you, hey, what's the difference between DeLonghi and Breville? You always tell them it's only distribution. That's it. Nespresso is only the one producing the machines, designing the machines, creating everything that they need. The only difference is DeLonghi and Breville, they distribute the machines around the world. So some of the machines is DeLonghi that handles it, some of the machines is Breville that handles it. But it doesn't do any difference. It's the same exact machine. Okay? And on any Nespresso machine, you will have a 1 year warranty directly with Nespresso. The only exception is the Virtue Latissima machine. We will have a 2 year warranty. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let me see what time are we. Oh my God. Is it okay if I continue with the services?
Sure.
Do you need a little break right now?
Oh, no, no, it's okay.
You're sure?
Yep.
I could give you 2 minutes right now.
It's okay. It's okay. You can
You're
continue.
good? Okay. Perfect. Now, moving on with the services, these are the 4 ways to get access to Nespresso capsules. So, first of all, there's the boutique. They can go in person, try the capsules in person, taste, ask the questions they need, and purchase the boxes there. If the client doesn't want to go to an espresso boutique, they can order it in 3 different ways. So, either there's the application, the Nespresso app. It's quicker usually. But if they don't want to put the app, they can go through Nespresso site, nespresso.ca. And they can always call customer service to order capsules there as well. Okay. Now, delivery, can I continue?
Yep.
Perfect. Delivery is free only if the client buys minimum $75 of order. And we don't do delivery if it's less than 50 capsules.
$75.
Mhm. And we don't do delivery if it's less than 50 capsules. It has to be a minimum of 50 to do any delivery. Reason why, imagine if each client bought one capsule box delivered to their house every single week, it wouldn't be the best for the environment. We are agreeing on that. So that's why it's to limit the orders as much as we can, but also it's not a huge order.
Yeah.
Okay. And delivery is standard, but it comes super quick. So if you order before 4 o'clock, your capsules are delivered the next day. And if you order after 4 o'clock, your capsules are delivered in 48 hours. But in very busy times, it can take up to 5 to 7 business days. But I'd say usually it's 1 to 3 days.
Should I have to mention it every time?
Sorry?
Should I have to mention it that it in usually like in busy times it comes like 3 to 5 businesses. It will take
I
three to
mean,
five.
it's not necessary. We just usually want to tell them the 4 ways to get access to Nespresso capsules. And if ever the client is interested, at least you know this.
Okay.
And there's also tracking and traceability. So if ever the client is not aware on where you can buy, where is the delivery, you can know on the Nespresso site where it's at.
Okay.
Now there's also pickup options. So pickup with Nespresso can be either done through the boutique or a post office. Or even there's the curbside where the client drives up to an espresso boutique, parks outside, and the Nespresso coffee like advisor comes outside with their order. But the curbside is not always for all boutiques. It's like exceptions. Okay. And customer care are super quick. So all returns with Nespresso are done for 14 days. And I'm talking only about capsules. The clients, since they're buying with us, the machines at Canadian Tire policies will be 90 days with returns and exchanges. But Canadian Tire is super strict with returns. So if they see the machine has been opened, used, or damaged, they're not going to take back that order. Order meaning the purchase, I'd say.
It's for only Canadian Tire.
For Canadian Tire, 90 days. But at Nespresso, returns are 14 days. And the receipt must be kept. Okay? And any other problems with Nespresso, they call customer service immediately. Okay? I promise you this, Nespresso customer experience will be the best one yet. We have so many services offered to customers. First of all, we FaceTime customers to make sure we understand what the problem is inside the machine, to be able to repair their problems. Imagine you FaceTime an agent to be able to show the machine you have as a problem. Or you have WhatsApp calls with customers. Sometimes Nespresso take back the return, like the machine that's been damaged. They repair it for the customer and so they send it back with the correct reparations. There's so many ways to support the customer. I'm technically not allowed to say this, but I've had so many customers that came and told me, even though it's been 5 years I've had the machine, Nespresso, they still gave me the warranty for free. Like, it's amazing the services we offer to customers. Okay. We always tell them it's a 1 year warranty because most customers, it's always 1 year. But there might be exceptions on where if Nespresso sees fit, they still give a warranty. Okay. And with any problems, the client comes and tells you, hey, like I've been having problems with this. You always recommend them customer service. Okay.
Can you give me 1 minute? I'll just drink some water.
Oh, go ahead, please. Are you ready?
Yeah,
All
sorry.
right. I'm gonna try to finish a bit quicker if we can, okay? All right. Now, recycling. So every time clients buy capsules, we will have recycling bags sent to them for free. Okay. It can be any ways they're buying capsules. It could be at either the boutique, online delivery. Yeah, so one of the two ways. Starbucks capsules don't work with this. Technically, they can still recycle, but they won't give the bags for Starbucks capsules usually. Now, depending on the province you live, you have different recycling bags. Okay. So here in Quebec, we use green bags. Every time the bag is filled, we just filled with the capsule that's been used, lock it like a Ziploc, and there's like a little sticker you could remove and seal it completely so it doesn't open again. And what we do in Quebec, we simply recycle it in a recycling bin. That's it. Everything is handled from Nespresso after. Before you, and majority of Canada, there's different ways to recycle. Either there's red bags or black bags. So now, majority of Canada, they use black bags. Okay? So you probably will have black. When the bags are sent to the clients, you will fill the bag and you have two ways to recycle. This is, I'm talking about the customer. Okay? Either there's the delivery option, So the next time the delivery person comes and picks up your order from your home porch of the customer, they will pick up the bag for you. The second option is the Nespresso boutique. So if the client wants to buy their capsules in person, they can bring the bag themselves to an Nespresso boutique. Okay? For you specifically, your manager will tell you exactly what the procedure is that they use, like when your bag is filled. Usually, I think you tell your manager to pick it up for you, or they tell you to bring it somewhere specifically, but like, don't worry about it. Your manager will talk about it in person. Okay? It's depending on what region you live. All right. So now, this is super important, okay? First, when you're taking the capsules in your hand, like I said, you explain the anatomy. So if you explain, like I said, after I'm gonna explain more in detail, the aluminum and the food grade lacquer. And then you explain how you recycle the capsules. So you show the bags to the clients and you explain what the procedure will be. Now, how simple it is. And to be extra sure, Akram, after the training, I'll be sending you a link by email, and that will include a sustainability link where you could write down your postal code and the city you live in or the province you live in. It will give you your province dependent solution in your area. Okay, so please take a moment to review that link. Right? Now, moving on with sustainability. So, what is an espresso capsule made out of?
Aluminum.
Aluminum, very good. You say aluminum very, very differently. So aluminium or aluminum. I know some Canadians say it's aluminium, but yeah, basically aluminum, okay? And then what else? There's one more thing.
Aluminum and yeah, I read it.
Not sure? It was in the training we got in the
Yeah.
online.
80%
Great,
of
I'll say.
aluminum
And
and
okay, I'll say it. So it's
90% of composite or 20% of composite or something like this.
no, okay, so let me explain. Aluminum is the main material used to do the shape of the capsule, okay? Aluminum is the perfect material because it keeps the product at 100% infinitely recyclable. Aluminum will never change. You can reuse aluminum over and over and over again. Aluminum will always stay aluminum. Okay. Plus, it keeps the product fresh. So the three biggest enemies of coffee are oxygen, light, and humidity. Once one of these three things touches the coffee, it starts getting expired immediately. So aluminum protects out of these all of the exterior resources to affect the coffee interior. Okay? Now, there's not only aluminum, there's also something called a food grade lacquer. So you see, there is a very thin layer in between this white layer, in between each capsule.
Yep.
That's called the food grade lacquer. So what that does, it separates the coffee grinds from the aluminum itself.
Okay.
Okay? So it's making sure, yes, aluminum is protecting the coffee, but food grade lacquer separates that. So during the extraction, there's no chance that microaluminums will enter your coffee. Okay? I'm going to explain what is the capsule idea for a lot of customers. People usually hate the idea of capsules because they think capsules are never recycled. and from other brands, that's like very true. And a lot of other brands, they use plastics to create capsule shapes. And there are no food grade lacquers that protects that plastic from the coffee. So imagine during the extraction, there's hot water getting poured on plastic that will enter in your coffee and
Yeah.
add a lot of microplastics in your coffee that you're consuming after, which is horrible for your body.
Yeah.
It can even cause cancer. Like there's many
Yeah.
proven researches on this. So this is one of the main advantages at Nespresso. Our product will be always separated from any exterior things. It will be fresh for years and years, even after the expiration, by the way. Technically, native expirations at Nespresso, they're a year and a half, but you could still use coffee after too. It's not that it's fully like expired as the date arrives. It's just the freshest the first year and a half. An example, we found a box in one of the stores with my boss from 2017. I was crazy enough to try that capsule. And I'm still here. I'm still well awake. I'm still very healthy. It's just it was the same coffee as I usually enjoyed, but it's just the freshest the first year and a half.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? Now, the three capsules you could see here, the first capsule on top is the original range. The second one in the middle is called the professional range, which is also for the business to business department we have at Nespresso that are sold to big enterprises only, big businesses. Those some of the machines from the professional range are like $10,000, just to let you know, and they use these capsules. And the last one on the last bottom picture is the virtual range. And what do capsules? What do they happen after? Capsules are fully reused when you recycle. So that means aluminum is reused for cans, bicycles, transformed to other capsules. And the coffee grinds are also separated into compost, biogas, or greenhousing, which is absolutely amazing if you think of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
So I have a question about like the recycling. So the customer have to uh, like what it called? Customer have to post they have to give the capsule back to the Nespresso, right?
So for your case, you will
Mhm.
have the black bags. Clients just need to leave it in front of their home, their porch, and delivery person picks it up from them.
Okay, so it's no hassle. They just have to like they will get a bag. They will get a bag from Nespresso, and they will have
Exactly.
to put it in the bag, and they will have to. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Exactly. So instead of just throwing in a random trash, you throw it in the bag. And when the fat bag is fulfilled, that's when you recycle.
It's not mandatory, but it's good practice, right?
Exactly. It's a great practice. That's why your role will be talking about this. If you don't talk
Mhm.
about this, the clients will receive the bags and they will not use the bags.
Okay.
So, it's easy to do so. If you order capsules, just leave them in front of your porch. If you buy capsules in person, anyways, you're going to the boutique, so just drop them off, the bags with you.
Okay.
Okay? So let me share my screen. I'm going to go over the mystery shop script, okay? And I'm sending you this with my email after the training as well. So this is the perfect speech to give to a customer. This document is around 6 pages, okay? My recommendation is you read this first of all before your shift starts. And you read this as a reminder every month, like at least once a month. And just to let you know, this week we started mystery shop season.
Okay.
Okay. So please start practicing your mystery shop skills because you might have a mystery shopper you never know.
Yeah.
Okay. No pressure, but just as a
So
review.
so this is the peak, right?
This is the perfect speech.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so this is the perfect speech. Sorry, I need to sip.
It's okay.
Now, I'm not going over I'm not going to go over all of these documents because there's a lot of information here, but I made with my colleague a very summarized version of the speech.
Okay.
2 pages.
Yeah,
These are
can you,
every single thing you need to say in a customer to get 100%.
okay. So can you
Okay.
send me the both of this?
Yeah, I'll be sending you in that email.
Okay.
So let me go over this page, okay, very quickly. So the conversation is separated into 4 blocks. Okay. Block 0 is all about the preparation before the client arrives. So first of all, only Nespresso products on and around Nespresso area. That means if you see like something random, give it to a Canadian Tire employee, they could bring it back at the right place. Our kiosk is only for Nespresso. Clean clothes. So uniform is respected as well. You should wear only neutral attires and professional attires. The uniform will be sent by that document. Shoes are proper. Hair for longer hair people is tied. Apron, name tag, and B Corp is always worn at all times. Clean countertops, no dust, no fingerprints, no coffee stains, nothing of that sort. Organized kiosk and clean machines. Right promo is shown, nothing outdated or other brands. Then these are basically 20% of free points.
Okay.
Okay, you didn't even start conversation yet. Okay, now introduction. Be swift. Approach the customer at 10 seconds, before 10 seconds. The reason why the longer you wait, the longer they're going to find excuses in their mind on why I wouldn't need the machine right now. So you have to approach immediately so you start a conversation and you lead that conversation. Okay. And if you're already busy, invite them to the conversation. Hey, sir, ma'am, I'm talking about this. Please join our conversation. If you're busy with something else, like you're cleaning your space, that's not important. Clients are number one priority always. And then eye contact, smile makes a huge difference. And nicely ask if they want to try a high quality coffee. This is the hook of the conversation. This is where clients will want to stay longer with you.
Yeah, I learned this. It's called like in my previous sales job, there was a C factor, smile, eye contact, enthusiasm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you get it. Now interview. So this is where you ask them a minimum of 5 open-ended questions. Mandatory. And it's going to make a lot of sense when I talk about it. What is your preferred cup size? Is it an espresso, longo, regular coffee, etc.? What coffee prep do you usually go for? Intensity, like is it a strong intensity, light, flavored coffee, milk intensities, recipes, iced coffees, etc.? What machine do you currently have at home? To not compare the machine they have at home, but to give them better advantages with Nespresso. And if they do have one already, of course. Who else uses coffee machines at home? What kind of coffee do they usually go for? And when do you usually take coffee at during the day? And how many per day? This is to understand where else can I add a machine in their life? Is it at their workplace? Is it at a drive-through outside and they spend $4 or $5 every single day? Imagine, like you could find your arguments a lot better with this. This is where you start presenting. Clients love talking about themselves. So
Yeah.
this part, it's gonna last the longest usually. Now, presentation. So you start explaining. Client is shown how to use machine themselves. You give the capsule in their hand, and they make their own coffees. Main differences between extraction system, centrifugation, 19 bars pressure, capsules, the shapes, coffee sizes you have in each, and the types of coffee you will have. Then anatomy of the Nespresso capsule, aluminum and food grade lacquer. You explain what are the advantages of each.
Okay.
Recycling and keeps the product fresh.
Yeah.
This is where you would show the coffee menu to the customer. So quality of coffee, the word quality needs to be mentioned in your conversation at least 5 times. It's going to be your favorite adjective. It's very, very important that word should be mentioned. Then origins. These are different countries we cultivate from. The menu, again, it has everything you need. Diversity of coffee and espresso. And the use of aroma jar. This is going to be shown from your manager, aroma jars. Then unique to Nespresso aroma jars as a little backup. It's a little jar where you're gonna open 2 capsules every morning, and you're gonna make the client smell before they taste.
Okay.
Unique to Nespresso, the barcode, and explain cup size, temperature, rotational speed. Make the client taste it. Sorry, I have a meeting at 2:30. I'm trying to make this as fast as I can. Make the client taste the coffee. Explain it contains 40% of the aromas. And then sip. Make them taste the coffee with nothing added at first, and be careful it's hot. Ask them if they want, how do they like it, and how does it compare to their daily coffee. Explain AAA program, B Corp, and how to recycle. Show the bag physically. Explain recycling procedure by color, and explain how the capsules are bought. And at the end of the conversation, you can ask a simple question like, now that you're a coffee expert, what do you think about Nespresso as a brand? And they're going to probably laugh. They're going to say, you know what, I learned a lot, and I'm really grateful of this conversation. And then you're going to go with, when I'm thinking about all your needs, the following 2 machines are coming to my mind. And you give them 2 machine suggestions. So first machine will be either something that is perfect for them, and the second one is an alternative, and guess they don't like the first one.
Okay.
And then machine warranties, 1 year, majority, 2 years, Virtualatissima. Nespresso Club, boutique, maintenance, and tap. Tap the application, maintenance, descaling the machine, the boutique, where they can buy Nespresso capsules, and Nespresso Club is the services on the Nespresso platform. And use your sentence on which model do you prefer most, this one or this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Or can I bring you a cart? That's what I used to do usually.
Yep.
And finally, register the client, prepare a pre-order, and prompt them to finalize on their phone. Finally, thank them for their time and prompt them to return for another visit to try other capsules with you. Okay. I know it's super quick, but if you do have any questions, let me know. And very soon, I'm going to host a lunch and learn, I think next week or the week after. You're going to have an email on that. It's a separate call to learn more about Mystery Shop and how to ace a Mystery Shop.
Okay.
So if you're able to attend, you're paid for that as well. Please join the call as well.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. But aside that, Akram, if you have any questions, please stay. If not, have a great day and have a great weekend. Your manager will be contacting you soon, so enjoy, have fun. I've done my job. I've done the job for almost 5 years. There's a reason why I've done it. It's a really fun job. Like, everybody loves espresso. Nespresso's product is super fun to sell. So just talk and ask, like, just have conversations with clients.
Yeah.
People love that. They're there to, we're not saving lives. We're there to
Yeah.
offer coffee, right?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
So aside that, have a great day. Don't forget to complete the HR training and to buy milk before your shifts.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. Please
Have a good
respond on my email if you have any questions, Akram.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. Have a great day, Akram. Bye.
You as well.
Thank you. Bye.